My name is Glyn and I work for the Teambridge Reaching for Independence team, and it's my role to help people into employment. Well, initially when we meet people, we come for what's called a goal plan visit. So myself and one of my colleagues came along and met Joseph and his mum Clare and asked them what things that they might like us to help with. I mean, there is a referral process anyway, and in the referral process it outlines some of the things that they potentially want, some of the goals that they potentially want to meet.
Work with Glyn. He is brilliant. He's good, and he is fantastic. Looking for work experience at Sainsburys and Aldi.
There was one or two things he said he would like to do. One of those things was to play football. And another one of those things was in the Go Plan visit, he said that he would like to have a job working for Sainsbury's. I think the main thing is Joseph is moving into adulthood, and you know, he's moving out of college. He's still at college at the moment, but when he finishes college, what happens then? So that was the thing, you know, and I think Clare and Joseph both maybe had the referral made because they needed some assistance in finding out what was out there for him and finding out what he could possibly do. Generally, when you're working with adults with a learning disability, there does tend to still be a consensus around people looking upon them as having a disability, as opposed to what they're actually able to do, you know. And you know, people look at them and go, well, they can't do this and they can't do that. But you know, I'm kind of personally coming from a perspective of just like, well, actually they can do all of these things, you know, and we all have different abilities. And just because they have a different ability doesn't mean to say that they can't become part of the society we live in and you know, and join in. Definitely.
Well, the first 5 weeks working in the cafe, and the last 5 weeks working in the bakery where the bread and cakes are. Working hard, speed and focus. This is my uniform and my badge for Torquay's Sainsbury's.
The fact that he's able to go into a place like Sainsbury's, and for them to be very inclusive, and they were amazing when we first met them. They were amazing, and to feel that inclusion has got to be such a big thing for him, and such a big thing for his confidence, and say, well, actually I did this, you know, and I've done all these things. And I mean, you saw him with his shirt. He's really super proud of having that.
Hello, I'm Clare and I'm Joseph's mum. The work has been absolutely brilliant because there's been a beginning, middle and an end. There was a vision of Joseph wanting to work in a supermarket. Glyn started the ball rolling, contacted them, spoke to the managers and emailed them, and set up a meeting initially for Joseph to potentially start a work experience at the store. And we had a reply, and eventually we had an appointment to meet Tom casually over a cup of coffee in the cafe, where he went through all the details of having a 10-week work experience at the store, and showed us around the front and back house of Sainsbury's, which Joseph was very excited about. Joseph is absolutely over the moon because he is ready to leave college. He wants that next step in life to go into work experience and to actually go into the workforce. He feels very proud, especially excited that he might be having or has got a uniform. So it would be something that Joseph knows he can get up in the morning and have a purpose to go somewhere and to hopefully make a difference to his adulthood. For Joseph, desperately wanting Joseph to become more independent. With that, his confidence will grow. I feel he will mature, knowing he's no longer under an educational basis, and that his experience of working with a team of people which are outside of his club peers, will make him more of a rounded young man. And I know for a fact that he will just be proud of himself, of having a job for whether it's 1 day a week or hopefully maybe 2 days a week. But it will just mean that growing up stage, because he sees a sister who's 3 years younger at university and driving and taking himself around Europe, which is something Joseph will never be able to do. So for Joseph, it's very important that he has that next stage in life.
Hello, my name is Tom and I am a duty manager here at Sainsbury's in Torquay. So with Joseph, it's a really sort of important scheme for us. It's all about giving Joseph the skills and experience and understanding what it's like in the real world. And I think it's really important to give him the independence, so gaining skills in working with people, working in the retail industry, understanding a trade, and what it's like to be working in a proper working environment. We got contacted by Devon County Council, who were very keen to talk to us about this programme that they were running around independent living, encouraging more young people with learning disabilities to get into work, and what us as employers can do to support that. And I was very glad and welcomed Glyn very much when we had that conversation around what could we do as an employer to get them on board. And here we are today. So with Joseph, when we had the initial meeting with Joseph, he specifically identified 2 areas of the store that he wanted to work in. So one of them was in the cafe and the other one was on our food trading department. So in the cafe, it's of food hygiene and food health and safety. So he will be supporting the cafe team in providing food for our customers. He will be cleaning tables. He will be making coffees on our barista bar, serving our customers, and just generally keeping the place clean and tidy. You know, understanding what our customers are asking for, how we engage with our customer, how do we support our customers with the products that they're looking for.
So this is the Magna Vita that we compiled for Joseph, and I came around and obviously we did it with Clare and Joseph and compiled as much information as we possibly could about Joseph. I mean, and stuff that's in this isn't stuff that would necessarily be in a CV. I mean, it would be about Joseph's ability to be able to do things, and stuff like you know, if he's a little bit shy, or if anyone's a little bit shy or timid, you know, you could put that in there. So when you actually first initially meet people, or prior to meeting people, you could send this off. It's an alternative to a CV. I mean, so you can still have all the information regarding qualifications and all that sort of stuff, and history and work experience and all that in there. But it's more centered around what the person's abilities and about them. It's, you know, it's more person-centered as opposed to just a list of qualifications.
When we had the meeting with Glyn, the Magna Vitae was given to us to give us an understanding of what Joseph's skills are, his experience, but also what his needs are. And I found this a really useful tool for us as a business to allow us to put a package in place to support Joseph. You know, the detail that it goes into, explaining all his previous history, what he's been up to, what he enjoys, his hobbies. I think that's really imperative into us as a business, understanding, is this person the right individual? Can we give him the experience he's looking for?
little bit of hope that he might get a job at the end of it, or he's obviously got a little bit of work to do. So as we all have, we've all got to work towards what we want to get in life. We don't get given it, so he's got to work towards it, and hopefully, something might come out of it.
If I do well at Torquay's Sainsbury's, and maybe to work at Torquay Sainsbury's full-time job.
It's been a learning curve for everyone, I think, and in a positive way, which is fantastic. And I think it's good for Sainsbury's to be sort of having people in so they can see the sorts of things that they may possibly need to do to adapt their working practices to accommodate people. So it's fantastic. Yeah.
I think the full-time job will be excellent.